Hi, Julie. I've heard that you like cooking, so I'm going to teach you how to make one of my favorites, which is cauliflower cheese. It should be something you like too. It's a bit like mac and cheese, but it's with cauliflower, so it's healthy. This is a cauliflower. Yummy, very delicious, healthy as well. It's going to also have milk for the sauce, butter, flour, ooh, it's heavy, there's the flour, breadcrumbs for the top, make it crispy, and cheese, lots of cheese. Got a mixture of cheeses here. I've also got some cheddar cheese. That's very tasty. The next part, I'm going to make the breadcrumbs. So we're going to use this thing, you see, make sure that's the right way around. Put that in there. I'm going to put in some bread. Stuff the bread in there. See this? And very good. And then put on the lid like that. Make sure it's tight so it doesn't fall off. And I put that on there, and then I'm going to make breadcrumbs. Oh, looks like I need to put something underneath that to stop it from spinning around. There we go. Okay, ready? Now this is good. Don't need to be too fine. Any big bits I could put back in again. There we go. There's some breadcrumbs. Oh, there's a few big bits left there. Put them in there. Any big bits we put back in again. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'll do some more. So here I am getting the breadcrumbs done, and this machine, for some reason, is starting to give off smoke. It's still working, but it's starting to smoke, which probably means it's going to break soon. This is one of those things that happens. Anyway, there's rather a lot of breadcrumbs here, so if I don't use them all, I can put some of them in the freezer. That's what you can do. So now I'm going to chop up the, what's it called? What's this called? Cauliflower. See here. Got a knife. What I usually do is go around the central part. You see it's got a central part there. Go around that so that all of the separate bits of cauliflower come apart. Do you see that? You can do like that, and then each of these bits you can break them into separate parts like this. You see these little bits here you can break off, you can eat them. Delicious, delicious, yummy. It's delicious, isn't it? Darling. Cauliflower, delicious. Yeah. It's delicious. Believe me. We love cauliflower. There you go, this thing's still smoking. Oh dear. I'll have to buy a new one soon. I've had it a long time. Now we're getting very technical. We're going to actually turn on the pot. Here I'm going to put the lovely cauliflower into the pot, and then I'm going to pour some boiling water on it. Take away any brown bits like that. Okay, there we go. Cauliflower. It's going to be just about right. I'm going to put some salt in there. Salt. There we go, a bit of salt. And then boiling water. Here we go for boiling water. Be careful. Don't boil yourself. Boil yourself. Don't burn yourself. It'll sink down a little bit. I'll probably put the lid on that. There we go. Turning it on to full power. Now that can cook for about 10 minutes until it goes a bit soft. Okay, now you'll see that the broccoli, no, it's called cauliflower. I keep saying broccoli. The cauliflower is boiling away there. Just move it around a little bit so those bits at the top get down below there. Everything gets cooked. Now you'll see I'm going to do the cheese sauce on this smaller ring with this Teflon pan. So in there we put a big blob of butter. What do we call that? A knob of butter. They call it a knob of butter. Can you believe that? A knob of butter. Quite generous. Now I'm going to come back in a minute because it has to get it's starting to melt. It's starting to melt. I'm going to keep these videos short so that I can send them to you individually. But there we go. I'll come back in a minute when it's melted. Oh, okay, it's all action here. You see this? The butter is sizzling away. You don't want to do it for too long or it will go brown. So you take it to the side. I don't want to burn anything here. While I put in the flour. You see I've got a wooden spoon here. This is the best tool to use for this. Love the wooden spoon. So really you just need a big spoon of flour in about that much butter. You see that? There's no measurements here. It's a bit hot now, so I'm going to go right down to number 5. We don't want it to be brown. You see how that starts to cook slightly. You want to cook the butter just a little bit. You see that it changes a little bit. This is called a bechamel. Good to know that. A bechamel. Put that to the side. Now it's starting to change colour slightly. You see it's going slightly whiter. See at that point you can actually put in your milk. So move it around quickly and it'll be a bit lumpy at first, but it will actually, the lumps will come out of it. See, now I just used all my milk, so I haven't got any milk for my coffee in the morning. Oh no! So there's not really that much in the way of lumps there. So this will actually cook down. So isn't this amazing? I can show you now in real time how this has turned into the most beautiful, smooth sauce. And I've kept it moving. Not complete all the time, but I move it maybe just every now and then and give it a good stir, scrape around the bottom there. That's basically the white sauce done. I'm going to add some cheese to it for the flavour. Plus, look at that, that's black pepper. Now, if you want to make that slightly smaller, you do that. And the bits are a bit smaller then. But black pepper is really good in a cheese sauce. You can use white pepper if you want. Or a bit of cayenne pepper. You see it's getting thicker and thicker the whole time. I did turn it down to number 5.5. Okay, and it's getting a bit softer now. I'd say that's probably almost done. So I'm going to give that a bit of a strain. Back in a tick. I'm going to use one of these things, which is called a colander, to strain the cauliflower. You have to be careful here because it's all a bit hot. Use a cloth if you have to. Oh, I can't see a thing. I can't see a thing. My glasses are all steamed up. Oh no. But there we have our cauliflower. I'm going to pour it into there. And on top of that, I'm going to pour the cheese sauce. But you may notice something. There's no cheese in the cheese sauce yet. So I'm going to use one of these things, a grater, to grate the cheese. Isn't that great? That's great. Isn't that great? That's great. See, grate the cheese. Here we are, back at the other. Here we go. This is the belly shot. You see? Oh, no, it's not that big. There we go. There we go. Okay. Anyway, here, this is where I grate. You see, there are two sides of the grater: fine or rough, or big, or whatever you call it. I can't remember. It's pretty easy. Usually hold on like that. Get the grater going for the greater good, the greater good of mankind. Here we go. I'm not quite sure how much I'm going to use. There's no rules here. Whatever works best. I'm going to use two different types of cheese. So I'm going to start off with that one. It's all going all over the place, but everything's clean here, so it doesn't really matter. Here we go. everything cheese. Everything's coming out nice and cheesy. It's a very cheesy recipe. If you don't want to use too much cheese, then don't use too much cheese. But I'm going to do a bit of cheese because it's called cauliflower cheese. Cheese. It's probably enough. You see how much I made. Take the lid off there. Oh look, that's for nutmeg. Actually, nutmeg goes really well in this. I'll show you in a minute what a nutmeg looks like. There you go. Pretty good. That's how much cheese I'm going to put in. You can put in less if you want. Nutmeg. Nutmeg, did I hear you say? This is a nutmeg. Do you see that? It's a very strange thing. But really very delicious. And you do like that, you see. You just grate a bit of nutmeg in there. And really, it adds a delicious flavour you don't get from anything else. You know, it's one of the flavours in Arabic spices, but we use it a lot in English cooking. So you see that? I use just a bit like that. You see, nutmeg and cheese. It's getting a bit thick. It's actually thickened up a lot. The cheese will help, and if I need to, I'll add a little bit more milk, or in this case water, because I ran out of milk. So I can't have milk with my coffee in the morning unless I go and get some. See, this needs to be on a low heat. I put it on number 3. And just fold it in, and it'll melt in rather a short time because it's grated. It's going to be thick. I'm going to put just a little bit of water in there. You see? Coming back with a little bit of water. So it's going to look very strange for a while. And I'm going to even put the cauliflower into a form, a tray. So spread it out like that. I'm going to pour this cheese sauce over there. We are nearly there. We're just going to pour this cheese sauce, it is cheese sauce now because it's got cheese in it, over the whole thing. You see that? It just all came out there. Pretty much the same sauce that you'd have in lasagna. Maybe I had a little bit more cheese in this one. And we want this to be covered in a layer of breadcrumbs and cheese, because it'll go all delicious and crispy when it comes out of the oven. The cheese and the breadcrumbs will have joined together. Ooh, one extra thing here, you see this? This tomato, I grew it on the balcony, and it's one of the most delicious tomatoes I've ever had. That's going to go on there as an extra decoration. There we go. A little bit of cheese on top of that. And it'll just be an absolute delight when it comes out of the oven. There we go, just a little bit more pepper. Because we love black pepper, I do anyway. No other flavours at this stage, so that's going to go into the oven. Just to finish off. Look at that. This is a public health warning. Always use oven gloves when putting things in or taking them out of the oven. I've got the oven on about just over 200 there. Fan assist. I'm going to take it out. It's been in it for about 20 minutes. And we think it's done, don't we? We think it's done? Yeah. We think it's done. Smells really good. Ooh. Almost too long. You see it's starting to go black. Okay. That's done pretty well. It's making a lovely sound. Turn off the oven. Okay, it smells really good. I've got 2 plates lined up here so we can go. Ooh, crispy. Mmm. Oh, and it's got that lovely cheesy smell. You see, it was thick before. It's not so thick now because the water from the cauliflower has mixed with the cheese sauce. Now, doesn't that look lovely?